you may be struggling with making low poly characters? Well, today I'm going to help you. By the end of today, I'll walk you through all the steps you need to make a low poly female character inside Blender. Let's go. Alright, step one, we're going to actually start off with the face. So to do this, all I'm going to do is I'm going to delete everything. So X to delete everything, go to front view, and then I'm going to go Shift A, go image, reference. Then I'm just going to go find this image, which I will leave in the link down below. Cool. Then I can just move it over to line it up, select over here, change the opacity down to 0.25 just to make it a little see-through. Cool. Let's drag this back, take this here, rotate it, and then rotate it 180, and then just kind of get it centered on the Z-axis so it's kind of still in the middle. Cool. Next, go Shift A, add in a mesh cube. Cool, really useful add-on. You should have it by now. It's called Auto Mirror. So go Edit, Auto Mirror, Auto Mirror. If it's not enabled, go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, install it right now. Cool. All this does is cuts it in half and then adds a mirror modifier. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get the proportions for now. So let's take this down here to the middle, like the R-line, drag this up, and then let's take this back, take this forward. We kind of just need something to work with right now. Just getting the head shape. Let's add an edge loop in the side view. Bring this in to kind of round out the face. And you can also take this edge forward, do something over here, kind of round out the face a bit. Cool. Now, we also kind of need to define a jaw like that. And then later, we're going to need to extrude a neck down. So let's make space for that as well. So you can see, I'm just trying to get the head shape. We make her head slightly longer. Cool. That's workable. You can also bevel it just to get an extra edge loop. And I think her hair is adding quite a bit of volume that's not actually there. Our head's a bit too round on the side. Should be a bit flatter in my opinion. Maybe we can make something like that. Or what I like to do sometimes is just go knife tool and then just go down the middle like this, which adds a triangle, which some people get triggered by, but who cares? I'll just do there, join it, and then it goes back like that. It makes it look nicer. Who cares about triangles? Cool. Let's go in, okay, for knife tool, let's go make a hole for the neck to extrude it down. Let's go select here, J, and then what I'm actually going to do, instead of having these two edges, go to X, dissolve edges, I'm going to go K, drag that back, and we could even just join these two together instead, which creates an N-gon. Probably not great. Does it create an N-gon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it does. So let's do that, and then we have another N-gon. So we do that. Didn't do much. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that works. There we go. Now we don't have an N-gon anymore. Who cares? Cool. That's just for the jaw. Now that goes back. That can also go back. Also take that back. And now we have space for the neck. So what we're going to have to do though is merge this together. And then we could take this down for the neck. So the reason I made the head first is because now that we have this, we can start using this for the proportions. In my last video, I went through this, but basically all you need to know about this is that you can take your head, go Shift A, add a cube, and then we go to object mode, all those object properties, viewport display, in front, no, not in front, I guess you can put in front, and then wire. So basically what this does, I'm going to turn up one in front. We may resize it to be size of a head. And then with this, we use this to get the proportions for the rest of the character. So I'm going to go change this to 7. Obviously not horizontal, we want it vertical so we get her height. So I'm going to change the Z to -1. See, that's how high tall she's going to be. All right, cool. So you can have different proportions throughout this. But what I'm going to work off of is roughly, we will have like slightly higher than the middle. So this will be like the bottom of the body. And then like you have the shoulders here. And then you have the feet obviously go down to here. So like there. You have the knee go there. Well, not that big, a little small. So like knee there, then calf, and then shoulder, arm. It'll be roughly about 3 heads long. Okay, cool. So let's go Shift A, add a cube, and start working on the body. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this up to the shoulders, drag that down to the bottom. Okay, and then drag that forward. Just start getting in the rough proportions, like that. Cool. In the beginning, it's nice to just work like quickly, just to kind of block out the proportions of your character. Cool. So let me actually get rid of these overlays. And then we have this face. So what I'm going to do is going to go Automor again. So edit Automor. Cool. There. Let's drag the shoulder up a bit. And then what I'm going to do is I actually want to have, let's go in, oh, let's take these up a bit. Cool. And then what I'm going to do is go Control R, add an edge group down the side, and then G twice to edge slide. Select again, G twice to edge slide, and then maybe also edge slides inwards. There we go. That actually looks pretty decent. Cool. So you can see here, now we have 6 vertices down here for the legs. And then we also have 6 vertices up here to turn into the arm, which I guess is not that optimal, but we could probably use some sort of like triangle or something to kind of finagle that to get a armhole. Cool. And then my favorite way to make a neck is just by taking this vertex, going Control B to bevel, press V for vertex, and there we go. Then just knife tool, hold shift, you want to get the middle there, and then there. So now we have the right size for a neck. I'm going to use the loop tools. So I'm right click select, so you might have to right click. So loop tools, circle. There we go. By the way, loop tools, another add-on you should 100% get. Cool. So we take the neck, delete these faces, join the face to the body, and then loop tools bridge, another useful function of loop tools. So you can start shaping this neck a bit as well. Sometimes I like just hopping into sculpt mode just to kind of start moving points around a bit easier than I would in edit mode. Just helps change proportions around pretty quickly. Cool, that is working. So what I'm going to do is add an edge in the middle and scale it down a bit, just so we can get like a nice curve through it. There, help us out shaping stuff more, bring that down so it does not have a super harsh edge. Cool. I can also get rid of this head shape now, don't really need it. Just maybe trim that jaw out a bit. Cool. So, easy way to kind of get the shoulder to work is we could just take this down. Which probably is not great because then we have 5 vertices. Because the problem is either we take this in here, which kind of messes up the chest, or we don't have 6 vertices for our arm. Another option is we can just take this edge loop here to get this kind of 6 edges, circle it for the edge loop with edge loop, kind of like get it back to be there, and it kind of works. Just gives us more topology up here. We could even bring that down, bring that out. Kind of like a type of what's it called? I don't really like that. Maybe get it back to how it was before. Bring there. Cool, that works. Gonna bring that up for the kind of like the pelvis bone, like they'll have some sort of bridge there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these three faces, extrude it before extrude down, turn off clipping. Then I'm going to extrude it down, and then there. I'm going to go loop tools circle, drag this down. Okay. Actually, I think a nicer way to do this is I usually prefer if I make like a gap between the legs. So there's a way you can do that. If we take all of these vertices up, then we can extrude that in like that. And then that creates the pelvis. So then you have to drag that in just to create that shape. And F like that. And then we bevel this. And then, so we drag that back. Add another edge loop so we can retain those 6 vertices. It can maybe loop tools circle. And then scale it up. It just gives more control over the shape of the body if we do it this way. So there we go. That's for like the thigh. Okay, wait. I think I've messed up my proportions. Let's see. Wait, this is 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's about. Wait, 1. Okay, no, I'm not going bad. Okay, cool. Let's go make this slightly shorter then maybe. Can reshape everything with sculpt mode. We can use proportion editing if you want. Okay, so there we go. Extrude that down. It's going to be even smaller for the ankle. Then this is for the calf. It's going to be a lot bigger. Okay, so big problem with the thighs. Thighs go forward like that. Let's try to organize the shape of the body, have a proper curve in it. Helps to use reference and kind of see how all the curves work. I think she's leaning too far forward. Okay, I think that knee is too long. So making characters is mainly like a bunch of experimentation. See what is going to work and what is going to fail. So start messing around proportions. Something might completely flop. Something might really work out. Not really happy with this, but maybe it will work. I think I moved the face. So there. Yeah. I think the legs might be too short now when I add the feet in. Feet are always quite hard to model, but we can get it done. So just extrude it forward, and then you can see it gets out that. So what I'm going to do is select the foot, Control R, or you could just go Shift H to hide everything else. Then we can just work on the shape of the foot without having to worry about the rest of it. So there, we make it slightly longer. And then there. Sometimes it can be helpful just to grab like reference of like the soles of shoes or something like that. Like the insides of it, just to kind of see what shape the foot would be. They do make the inside a bit too thin. And also you might want to angle your feet outwards a bit. That quite helps quite a bit. Cool. Cool. That kind of works. Let's fill in this hole. And unhide everything else. And then we can actually shape this to look more like a foot. Maybe bring this in a bit and okay. And then shape that. So bring this down. I also sometimes like adding in like a inwards piece like that. Just to even add some more curve to it. And then also you can bring down the toes sometimes like that. And then even bring down the foot quite a bit. Cool, that actually looks quite nice. So we go proportion editing at the top, G, just drag it down like that. And then maybe let's bring this down a bit as well. Kind of line it up a bit more with the middle. And yeah, I'm actually quite happy with that now that the feet are in. Cool. And then the way that I like to do for adding in the arms to get the right proportions is I just go add in the cursor, click it over here, Shift A, go add circle. Okay, now let's rotate 90, scale this up. So basically I want to have it roughly about 3 heads long. So to do this, I line it up here. So then 1, 2, and then 3. Cool. Let's make it about that long. Okay, so this encounters the like the full arm and the hand. So how we do this is we take like a shoulder, we bring it down. A pose is the best. T pose is too far up, and then all the way down is too far down. Especially when you bring your arms up and down, it messes it up quite a bit. So we take this, we get like hand and halfway from that. Sometimes helps to add some sort of like curve into it. Because like if you bring your arms out to the side, having like fully straight is not that natural. Relax it a bit, you can kind of see that your upper arm will go down a bit, like this. So your upper arm will go down, then your forearm will kind of like go over, and then hand, kind of thing. And then your arms also kind of go back a bit, so there, and then there, and then hand. Cool. So let's just go take this face that we had made earlier. See if we can get this to work. Extrude it out. Take it down to the wrist like that. And then edge loop. Bring this forward. And there we go. We already have some sort of like curve in it. Maybe scale that down. Bring this up. So this will be for like the shoulder. Not sure about that, but we can mess around with everything. Cool. And then I usually like to add like one edge loop in the middle for the bicep and then one for the forearm. So the forearm will kind of be scaled up and then bring that in. So from the top, your forearm will be less like curved. And from the front, it'll have more of the actual like curving in the shape. And then in the bicep in the front, it's not curved that much. You can kind of keep it a bit straighter. And then we bring like out for the tricep slightly, and then out for the bicep slightly like that. Cool. What you could also do if you want is like model in some sort of like shoulder. You could do that like here, bring this up. You could even like model in with triangles if you want to. Yeah. I'm just gonna bring these in. Cool. I'm gonna bring that down. I'm not 100% sure about this whole part here, but we'll see. And neck might be slightly too long as well, I'm not sure. Just feels slightly off. Maybe bring it up slightly. Guess that kind of works. Something I also like to do sometimes is just add in like a kind of like collarbone kind of look. Like that. Doesn't help right now because we have like a traps look right now. Yeah, that looks quite nice. Cool. Don't really have to do the thing. It's adding more triangles again, so people get triggered. Cool. So let me add the kind of like natural curve there to the arm, and then we extrude the hand out, and then fingers like that. So that's way too thin. So let's go take this G to move it out, take that G to move it out. And we don't really want this because we have all the details over here and not the vertices down the middle. So what I'm actually going to do is undo this. And I'm going to take these, delete this one, take this, rotate it like that. And then we're going to take these, deselect that, and then just delete edges. So now I have this edge and this edge, go loop tools bridge, so that we can kind of get it to be flatter. Yeah. So now if we drag these out, you can see we also have an edge loop on the top and the middle to kind of add that extra detail. And you could also kind of move these vertices around to accommodate for that. So it's just that incremental rotating, just to make it the transition not too harsh. Cool. So there, we extrude this down for the fingers. We can fill that in and then just go J to join them. And then round it out like your fingers would be. Maybe also scale this up. It's kind of like very thin. And then we can take that back. Something to help with the arms is just add more edges over here. You can add more detail in, and then also later when you bend the arm, you'll get a lot better deformations on it. Cool. You can even add another one on the other side if you really want to go all out, but for now, that's fine. It just helps because then I can solidify in the kind of elbow placement and kind of get that like change of like angle. I'm just going to bring this bicep down so it kind of like hangs down a bit. Okay, so fingers, you could either just have it like 2 edges like that, or if you want more, you can just bevel it and get your 3. I'm going to leave it on 2 because it's simplified. Cool, there. And then one way to do the thumb is just add an edge loop, pull that out, and then this is going to be the base for the thumb. So you take that, scale it down, and then bring this up so it's not like super rectangular, because the thumb is more square-ish, but it was round, but you know what I mean, round size. Extrude that out, you can take that there. What I like doing is dragging the thumb down like that, so it kind of like hangs over the gap like that. Cool. And then we have that there. Let's scale it down. Cool. I think the fingers are way too thick, like there. Cool. As you can see, the hands or the arms are looking a bit too long. So I didn't even stick with my guard that much. So let me bring that in a bit. Cool. See, proportion wise, line it up there to there. Don't know if that's exactly middle, but oh well. And then maybe change the size of this hand a bit. Cool. So now you can literally take this and use this to change everything with the like proportions and everything. Now that you have a decent base with the topology, and you should get some decent deformations out of this. Anything else I'd say to improve it a bit is the same thing here. Just add in an extra edge loop, maybe 2 if you want to go like full out and improve it. And you could even do the same thing up here. Just have like another edge loop just to kind of improve the edge flow a bit. And then later when you're doing deformations, it will improve just by having all of that extra like vertices to work with while doing it. So yeah. So if you just have any issues, you can just kind of start adding edge loops around it, which should help a bit. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you like the style of it. Let me know what I can do next to help you out with Blender, and go click over here if you want to learn how to make really nice low poly faces inside Blender. Cheers.